19 My grandparents got into Shaklee in 1972, and we joined for basic age. My grandmother and my grandfather, they wanted biodegradable green cleaners, and I'm excited to share why we got here, how we started with this company, and why after over 50 years, we are still a part of Shaklee. So everything happens in the home. It is where is our safe space. It's where we raise our kids in. But question is it a toxic environment? Are we causing more damage being in that home versus outside it? So when you're looking at what is in our cleaners, how are they affecting us? There's over 81,000 chemicals registered by the EPA in the past 30 years. Fewer than 20% have been tested for toxicity. And that is when you're looking at, is it safe? Can you guarantee me if it's on the store shelf, somebody's tested it? And the answer is no. They actually haven't run tests since the 80s on chemicals or products that are on the grocery store shelves. So fact, poisonings, chlorine bleach is the chemical most frequently involved in household poisonings. Asthma is on the rise. It is a huge issue with children and adults, and health risks. Chemicals can be found in everyday products that are probably under your kitchen sink, in your laundry room, basement, bathroom, garage, anywhere in your home. Question is it toxic? Is it a chemical? So when you're looking at some data and facts, 90% of all poison exposures occur at home. That is a crazy high stat when you're looking at it. It's like, how are these products working? And then you're also looking at fabric softeners is the #1 cause of indoor air pollution. Whenever you smell that laundry smell, you are inhaling toxic VOCs. VOCs are volatile organic compounds. They're chemicals that quickly evaporate and are toxic or can cause health issues, and some of them very major. So when you're smelling that, I think what's amazing when you go to the aisle at the grocery store and you're smelling all of those chemicals, because that's exactly what it is. It's chemicals. All of those bottles are sealed, hard plastic, child safety proof caps on them, yet you are still smelling all of those toxins. Being in the special needs world, they always told us from the doctors, never take your special needs child down the cleaner aisle. And we're like, well, why? They said, well, because of all the chemicals, the toxic fumes coming off can disrupt the neuroreceptors in the brain, and children will literally have meltdowns in the middle of the store. So sometimes you're wondering, why do kids act up? It's the cleaners that are not only cleaning the store, but sometimes what's on the shelves. Indoor pollutants come from all sorts of chemicals we use to make our lives easier every day. Your paints, your carpets, your furniture, your household cleaners, your fire-resistant things. And the EPA studies indicate that elevated concentration of household chemicals persist in the air. Long-term exposures to chemicals inside our homes may be harmful to us and our families. So when you're looking at we are what we eat, breathe, drink, and wear, everything we surround ourselves with becomes our health. So what's the real dirt on clean? And it's a funny thing to say, but it's a true one. Are we really cleaning our environment? Over 20 million people have asthma. According to 2024 stats from the AAFA.org asthma, 4.9 million children under the age of 18 have asthma. That number has significantly grown. So from 1980 to 1994, there was a 160% increase. And from today, it is well over 250% increase. So it's crazy what is happening in our households. We are conducting the vast toxology experiment on our society in which our children and our children's children is the experimental subject. And that is from Dr. Herbert Needleman, the pediatrician and professor of University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. So our cleaners are having that effect. Did you know that detergent enters your bloodstream in just 90 seconds? A urine test can reveal which detergents you use. Be sure they're safe enough for you and your baby. And this is from the U.S. Department of Health. So everything's published, but the question is, are you reading the fine print on the labels? If you clean your clothes and they have phosphates on them, within 15 minutes, they can detect those phosphates in the bloodstream. Everything you put on your skin and you wear will absorb. So you have to be very careful. So the potential health effects from toxic chemicals is respiratory irritation, bronchitis, emphysema, eye, nose, and throat irritations, your respiratory infections in children's, headaches, nausea, migraines, colon issues. The list goes on for what they have found linked to your cleaners. So this was an article published through the Forbes magazine. The author was Ariana Johnson, and they found chemicals in household products were potentially linked to autism, multiple sclerosis, is what they found in this study, and we'll get into the detail of what caused it. So the two chemicals found in common household products like disinfectants and furniture may play a role in the developmental of neurological disorders like autism and multiple sclerosis. And this was a clinical study that was done. But in these products, they found something called QACs or QACs, which is your quaternary ammonium compounds or your organ phosphate flame retardants. So what are we putting in our household? What are we putting on ourselves? And this wasn't just in cleaners, it was also in personal care products, body washes, fabric softeners, your shampoos, your sunscreens, baby wipes, shaving creams, disinfectants like Clorox and Downy. So they're in products we are putting on our skin, they're products we're putting on our body. And what's really crazy about those is they disrupt the brain cells that generate the protective layer around nerve cells. And it causes them to start dying. Well, organ phosphate flame retardants prevent them from maturing according to the study. So when you surround yourself in a toxic environment, you can't think well, you get the brain fogs, you're wondering what's happening, your kids can't concentrate, your kids are having meltdowns. Well, neurologically, their brains are being affected by the chemicals. And through a lot of the different things, what is the number one disinfectant wipe out there? Clorox. So are we poisoning our own home? So research shown disruptive oligonucleotide production is tied to neurological disorders like multiple sclerosis and autism. So the study goes on. You can actually go read this study. It was done at Western Reserve University School of Medicine. I have the direct link right there. If you want me to send that on to you, I can. You can go read the study, which I did. So you have to look at, are our chemicals and our cleaners poisoning us? These are 3 great resources that you can check your cleaners at. It's the cpsc.gov. It'll literally tell you what's in your cleaners and how it affects your life. And I'm going to show you some charts of what that does. You also have the chemicalsafetyfacts.org. You will be blown away by what is on there, but that is the fine print that's on your chemicals and your cleaners and what they are doing to you and your environment. And my favorite site is the ewg.org. So many companies say they're green, say they're natural, say they're in harmony with nature and a lot of these other things, but it's called greenwashing. And you'll be blown away by how many, whether it's an MLM or a natural product that you think is on that list, that it's considered toxic and hazardous. So how about those really nice air fresheners that you see dangling from the rearview mirrors or in your home to make that nice smell? Well, unfortunately, they are some of the worst out there for linked to serious health issues like cancer to not only you, but your pets. Pesticides that accumulate in fat cells, so they store down in the liver area and around your middle and the gut. Hormone disruptors, and that is a big thing with a lot of cleaners. They disrupt the hormones. They also inhibit brain cognitivity and development. Reduces pulmonary function, so the 1,4-DCB, those names have a reason that we're looking at them. And then suspected for carcinogen linked to blood, kidney, and liver problems with is your naphthalines. And those are all in our fresh airs. So be careful what you use in your home and what you bring it in to see, is it linked to some health issue? And that's the part that we have to do, is start that research. So this is from Dr. Brous on asthma. It's amazing when you're saying asthma is simply a chronic inflammation of the airway rather than the joints. People with asthma have inflamed, hyperreactive airways that produce excessive bronchial mucus. Almost everyone with asthma has allergies, although they may not fully be diagnosed or aware of it. And the number keeps growing, and it has been definitely linked to our cleaners, to our personal care products, to our things in our own environments. So work exposures to flour, cotton, dust, animal fur, smoke, or household mites, and a wide variety of chemicals have been linked to increased rise of asthma. Food allergies and sensitivities are identified in 3/4 of asthma sufferers. So there's products that can help to boost your immune system, but the number one thing when you're dealing with allergies and asthma, or really any health issue, change your cleaners. It is amazing how for even inflammation in the joints, cleaners can have a factor on there. Your body is showing a reaction. So what is under your sink? Well, you have ammonias, degreasers, you have glass cleaners, oven cleaners, toilet bowl cleaners, all of the normals that you get from the grocery store. But question is, what's in them? What happens when you put them down the drain? What happens when you use them in your environment? And I think what's pretty crazy is you're seeing the health risks of these products. Ammonia. Fumes are powerful irritants, potentially harming your skin, eyes, nose, and throat. Degreasers may contain petroleum distillates, which can damage lung tissues and dissolve fatty tissue around nerve cells. Unfortunately, when that happens, that's why it showed that link out there was for one of them was MS, the other one was Parkinson's. A lot of things, or the shakes when people are really shaking, and it's not Parkinson's. They say what's happening? Their nerve cells have been destroyed. So it's interesting to show the link of what is in our environment that's causing that. You have glass cleaners may contain ammonia. Ammonia fumes can irritate the skin, eyes, and respiratory system. Again, down to the respiratory system, which can lead to inflammations that possibly linked to asthma. Oven cleaners, toilet bowl cleaners can be extremely dangerous cleaning products and can be harmful if inhaled or fatal if swallowed. So here's the representations. Like, that's great, but what products is it in? Anyone ever hear of chlorine bleach? It is literally in everything from Clorox to Ajax to Lysol, all those great sprays, but it's linked manifested bronchitis or asthma, reactive airways dysfunctioning syndrome. It's hard to breathe. You also have damage to cells on contact. MEA. MEA is in a lot of your products. It is linked to asthma, liver damage, the central nervous system, depression, fatigue, impaired thinking, memory loss, and ability to complete tasks, mood swings, depression. All of those are affected in there. And I think an amazing one, anybody ever hear Windex? Windex has MEA, but it also has some other crazy things in it. Butyl-Solusol. This one absolutely floors me because exposure for just 15 minutes cleaning soap scum off the shower, you've inhaled 3 times the acute exposure limit. If you stay in a room that does not have good ventilation, within 15 minutes as well, you've inhaled the 3 times the acute exposure limit, if not more. And you're looking at, these are products that we deem as safe or useful to clean, but are they really when they have so many health risks linked to them? So sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, and which is also your lye, may cause irritation to the respiratory tract, may cause liver and kidney damage, irritation, chronic skin irritation, and the cause of 75% of all caustic injury to kids under the age of 5. This is in personal care products, it's in cleaners, it's in a lot of things. So I always say, check a look at it and what it causes. But repeated contact may cause dermatitis or eczema. And it's in our cleaners because guess what? This is what we clean our clothes with. Our clothes are rubbing against our skin. Our skin is showing an irritation. We need to detox and fix that from the outside, but also from the inside. But you could also say it's like, well, I only use baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, or vinegar. Dr. Stephen Chaney is a well-renowned cancer research doctor of over 40 years. And it's amazing is this came straight from him. Baking soda is a mined earth resource. It is not green. Hydrogen peroxide is an industrial chemical synthesis, not green. And vinegar, if derived from a clearly labeled plant source, is likely green. So remember, everything you put on your skin will affect your health. Chemical pollutants have been found to be 2 to 5 times higher inside our homes versus outside. And long-term exposure to chemicals inside our homes may be harmful to us and our family. And that is from the EPA.gov report, Environmental Indoor Air Quality. So it's crazy when we say 90% of all poisonings happen in the home. It's because our homes are filled with, unfortunately, a lot of chemicals. I'm super excited to introduce you to Shaklee Get Clean. This is what got my grandparents started in Shaklee back in 1972. And Shaklee's cleaners have led the world since their founding by Dr. Shaklee. Shaklee has been around since 1950 when Dr. Shaklee made the 1915 when Dr. Shaklee made the very first multivitamin. He made the first fish oil, the first first protein on the market. He made the first green cleaners without any phosphates in them. But we've led the world in research and development and have a proven track record behind all of our products, from our cleaners to personal care products to our nutrition. But here's a philosophy I can get behind. We will never make a product that injures one tissue. That is why I trust Shaklee's cleaners, because they will not damage one tissue of our body. So for over 50 years, Shaklee has created products that improve the health of people and the planet. I am very proud to say our products have been used. They're the official Earth Day product, Jacques Cousteau's ships, and the Biosphere 2 project, which was literally living in a biosphere project that nothing came in or out of it for a year or two. And what was amazing is they chose to use Shaklee's products, and they're thanks to some of our amazing Shaklee leaders getting our products into that project that they did. And a great landmark, Shaklee's cleaners since the early 2000s have been cleaning NASA, the Pentagon, the White House, and the Vice President's residency. Use our products. So it's amazing. Shaklee is that quiet giant. Sometimes you don't know who's using it, but it's amazing who is. So our products are non-toxic, naturally derived cleaners that do not contain kerosene, phenylene, sulfuric acid, sulfamic acid, petroleum distillates, chlorine, no bleach, butyl cellulose, ammonia. So we guarantee good products, but the question then comes in, what's in it? How is it actually working if it's that great? So every product in Shaklee, it's biodegradable. The packaging is recyclable, and we have nothing in there that will harm one tissue, and we've never ever tested on animals. So these products are safe for you, your home, the planet, your kids, and your pets. One box of Get Clean will save you over $3,400 of cleaning power. You would have to buy that entire pile of cleaners to get the same cleaning power in one Get Clean box. And it's amazing how well they work. How's that even possible? Well, we don't ship you water. You're going to fill it and mix it yourself. Our one bottle of Basic H, this 16-ounce bottle, makes 5,824 bottles of window cleaner. There's nothing more affordable than that. So you need 2 drops and a 16-ounce spray bottle, and that will take care of all of your windows and mirrors. It's pennies to clean it. You're looking at it as an all-purpose cleaner. It's a non-surfactant base, leaves no residue, so you can clean, but you won't have to dust as often because Shaklee's cleaners are very natural and that they don't adhere to dust. And then my favorite that I use so often in my home is the degreaser. I wash my stoves, my ovens with this one. I love it to even just spray down my cupboards because of, I don't know, I cook, things get a little messy. It's great for that. It's also great for a whitener. If you spill anything on your clothes and you can't get stuff off right away, even tomatoes, put on the degreaser or a Basic H and water, and it's amazing. So the cost comparison. So I love this one. It's just a cost for cost of it. So Windex, our Basic H is $11. Our cost of Windex is $3.97, 16 ounce versus 23. But if you're looking at the cost of it, it's less than a penny. Whereas the cost per gallon is $22.99 for that same equivalent that we're giving. So economically, we are saving you thousands of dollars. As cascade to our dishwash, you're looking at 22 cents versus 40 cents. Economically, we are very equivalent, and the cost $10.55 compared to $18.99. So these numbers are very current as of March of 2024, but even our germicide, I love our Basic G. This is the only germicide in America that I'm aware of that within 28 days, it's off the face of the earth. It's a non-carcinogen. I don't know one other germicide on the market that is not a carcinogen. So economically, green, biodegradable, and it outperforms the other ones, and it will kill literally every virus on a flat surface and disinfects for 3 days. Beautiful for that. So you're looking at how did we compare to other companies? Shaklee outperformed the top leading 16 brands that it compared to. So up to 60, 70% more effective, 30% better, and it outperforms everything that's out there. So not only are you saving your pocketbook, but you're getting a better clean for it. I love looking at this one. This was a comparison when we're talking about how does it affect our machines. And this was a laundry detergents and steel wool. So they took Shaklee's laundry product, comparing it to Melaleuca, 7th generation, all in Tide. And that steel wool in there has been disintegrated by all the other companies, but Shaklee's is still in attack. And this experiment is 7 years old in this picture. Still here. I personally know the lady who has this in her home, but it just goes to show this is the effect that it also has on your machines. And that's why when we use Shaklee, our machines last longer. And even if you have a septic tank, it helps keep the environment very healthy down there. And my family has used Shaklee for over 25 years in their home that my dad built, and we never had a pump or tank. It was amazing how healthy everything keeps. But how do the products work? I love these personal testimonies that have been shared from our pots and pans with our Scour off. It's non-abrasive, smells just like bubble gum, lasts a very long time, but you can clean your pots and pans beautifully. How about vintage wedding dresses, first communion dresses, or even something new? Susan Cheney, Dr. Steve Cheney's wife, took out her wedding dress, had faded with time. The professional cleaners would not touch it. But you use Shaklee's cleaners and look at that beautiful gown. Basic H with our Nature Bright. Let it soak for a little while in cold water, came out spotless and took away that aging effect. This one is huge when you're looking at how kids get affected by cleaners. So in the home or in her classroom and in her home, she was using Pine Sol and Lyocell. This was her children's penmanship. She was introduced to Shaklee, and her kids' penmanship turned perfect. They focused, they could get their assignments done in half the time. And she ran out of Shaklee, so she just went back to Pine Sol and Lyocell, and her kids' penmanship got even worse. I've had teachers do this in their classrooms, and they are amazed by how quickly the kids lose focus or come back to focus by the cleaners that are there. Plus, they're not as sick. So making a clean environment is very important. Again, here's some other parents that did it on their children. It's like, wow, they could focus, they could concentrate. But cleaners make a huge difference. So people sometimes have the cleaning supplies causing children to be hyper and out of control. You're trying to figure out what's the matter with your kids. Sometimes, well, it's what we surround our environment. It's what we are cleaning it. It's what we're washing our dishes with, what we're putting in our laundry. So when you switch to Shaklee, it's amazing how a lot of mood swings, health issues, headaches, irritations, they disappear, and it's a happier household. And then you're also looking at spot removal. You could do basic H, but our Nature Bright, all of our Shaklee products are amazing for getting this out. I had a very good friend. Her daughter got ballpoint pen ink into her sweater. She used basic H, it got it straight out. Even ink from a printer got over a lady's white shelving unit and her white carpet, took basic H all-purpose cleaner, and it all came off. It's amazing how well our products work. But how about soap scum? So mildew, residue, soap scum, and mineral deposits. Basic H, I would use the degreaser form, and Scour off will take it straight off. Even stainage on concrete, organic cleaning power with just basic H will help remove the rust stains. And then in our pots and pans, totally look at changing your cleaners over. It's amazing how quickly everything comes off without having to do a bunch of elbow grease. But the biggest thing, they're all natural, biodegradable. There's but one disease, and it's called malfunctioning cells. And how does that happen? Well, there's only two causes: exposure to toxins, your secondhand smokes, your toxic cleaners, air pollutants, mold, and we've seen the reason that all that happens, and then lack of nutrients. Stress, sugar, refined carbohydrates, caffeine, medications, all of those deplete nutrients in the body. And that's from Raymond Francis' Never Be Sick Again book. It's an amazing book that if you have time, definitely get it and read it. So how do we work from the inside? So one, we change our cleaners. But if you have eczema, if you have breathing issues, if you have allergies, these nutrients can make a huge difference on boosting your immune system from the inside out. So clean up your environment, clean up your personal care products with Shaklee's, which are all natural, beyond organic, but the right nutrition can have a huge effect. And I want to focus right here on the probiotics. 70% of your immune cells are located in a vital organ of your colon. Herblex, Good Gut and Go, and the pre and probiotics and Optiflora are all vital for adults and children. But if someone has eczema, if you, especially babies or adults, does not matter, starting the probiotics and Omega Guard from the inside will clear up the skin irritations, and from the outside, your cleaners and your personal care products. But overall nutrition, so important, Vitalizer and Vitally. And that's where we get more into the Healthy Home Nutrition Hour for that. But all of Shaklee's products are 100% guaranteed, or your money back. No questions asked. So if you're not happy for any reason, you get your money back. And I'm very proud to say in our history since 1956, we have less than a 1% return rate because our products work. Economically, they are amazing. So I want to thank you very much for attending tonight. If you have any questions, please reach out to the person who invited you. Please talk to the, if you want any of my slides or my information and sources, you could definitely reach out to me or reach out to the person who invited you to get it from me. But the last thing I want to showcase with you is the dollar for dollar, the savings. And when you're looking at the Get Clean cost comparison, budget-wise, we outperform every brand, but we also save you a lot of money. So when you have Basic Aid for $11, it comes down to comparing it to veggie washes, to Windex, to everything else, 0.007 cents per gallon. I think that's pretty amazing when you're looking at it. Laundry in there, or liquid laundry, it's 44 cents, but we outperform every brand, plus we're organic. When you're looking at the final things of cleaning our home from Lyocell Basic G, 68 cents per gallon. There's nothing more affordable than Shaklee's cleaners, and it's amazing the effect it will have on your environment and your life for you and your children. So as a thank you for coming on tonight, our giveaway is a bottle of Basic H. I'll arrange this with your upline if you're ready in Shaklee. If not, we're going to do that. But I'm going to do a quick drawing to see who won our bottle of Basic H. This one bottle makes 5,824 bottles of window cleaner. And it is amazing, cost effective, but there's over 1,000 uses for this product. In fact, when you get it, I have a 3-page guide of how to use it in your home. So our winner for that one tonight is, I don't know, I wish I sometimes had a drum roll to do this one, is Cheryl Blakeney. Congratulations, Cheryl. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Does anyone have any questions on Shaklee's cleaners?